how to deal with mental depression. It's just we just gave 30 minutes to that topic, to that issue. Like it is not a particular country's problem, okay? It could happen to anybody. It could happen to anybody. And it could happen to anybody. Okay. It once happened to me, okay, some time ago. That's a fact. Okay. Let's go and find dedicated now, okay? So now that's why you do this stuff to actually help you out. You are going through this stuff. He knows about it, okay? The first time I met him, I talked to him about this thing right now. So people should understand that it is not only for the US, okay? So it's not only for the US. This is it to anybody, okay? But there are steps you could use, you got steps you could apply to actually get out of it, okay? So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's go! If you like the energy, then subscribe. Make sure you like this video, okay? I'm happy with the subscribers we have now, and there's really increase. It's really doing favor to my videos, okay? Like yes, Sheen, man. Let's go. So now we are having this new topic we're going to talk about for this second. This is still the first segment. The first segment of our show, we always stream live, okay? But for this first segment, we have two topics, okay? And the first we have done, make sure now the second, we're going to talk about how to start a successful business, okay? So now, Patrick, let's go into this. This is a very big issue. When you talk about business, what people want is monopoly. What people want is, like, if I'm not the only one doing this stuff, then it will never make me rich. That's what people are thinking. And fear. What if a competitor, a better competitor comes tomorrow? How will I cope? That's the thing people usually like spend most of their time on. And it's a negative thing, so it's going to act like friction. They want to be able to move forward as long as they pay attention to those thoughts. So now let's talk about business right now. We've talked about business for the first for the podcast, the previous podcast that we had previous podcast. Check the live stream there. You see the previous podcast. Just if you want to watch that one and you can't access our channel or you don't know how to find the videos in our channel, just comment so I provide it for you. So now let's go deep right now into the stuff right now. What do you have to say about business? We're gonna talk about what is going on in Nigeria here, and we're still gonna talk about worldwide, like what's going on, like how can we do business better? Because when you talk about business, let's start from this angle. When you talk about business, people are thinking monopoly. Like if I'm not the only person doing this business, like I am not gonna be successful in marriage. And I have to, instead of them focusing on giving value, improving on their stuff and just focusing on their stuff, they're thinking about other people. They're thinking about competitor that may come up. They waste much of their time on competitor that may arise somewhere. So now what would I have to say about that? Let's start from there. That idea of I can't be successful if I'm the only one unless I'm the only one doing this stuff. And you can't stop people's action. So what would you say right now? What kind of words will you use to actually correct the mindset of such individuals? Let's go.
Okay. And for most people, they tend to define business as selling a goods and service in exchange for money. For me, I tend to look at business from another perspective. For me, simply giving value to your customers in exchange for money. The reason why I say value is that before somebody will buy your product or hire you to perform a service for them, it means you are solving a problem for them, or you are providing something that you are providing value for them. So basically, because they are expecting value from it. So for most people, if you want to begin a business, the most important part of your business, that is the core of your business, is the customer. Because without the customer, there is business. If you can master these two key things in a business, then definitely your chances of your business actually succeeding are high. The first one is knowing what your customer wants. And second is knowing how to get it to your customer. These are the two most important parts of any particular business or service. If you know what your customer wants, you can make the best for them. And again, to get it to them, that is another part that many businesses tend to flop on. If your product is the best in the world and if your customers cannot easily access it, or there's this roadblock, or there's this hurdle for them getting your product, then definitely they are going to always look at another, let's say, inferior alternative. Again, once you are doing business, you are only trying to make sure that your customers see you as their best option. So, because that is only when they will always tend to bring their money to your doorsteps. But if your customers just look and they see a sea of options that are all the same, they will just most likely pick anyone that's random. And that is what is here in Nigeria, that is what is happening. Then most of them tend to focus on monopolizing the market rather than innovating to compete with it. In really competitive markets like America, companies compete on different. They are constantly pushing the ways by which they can improve the delivery of the products to the customer. That is what the customer wants, how the customer wants it, and when the customer. If you as a business can know these things, your customers will always want to pick you as first. But here in Nigeria, very few businesses actually know of all these things. For many people, they just simply see that, okay, that person is into this particular business. Let's say that person was the first. That person is in this particular business, so let me go in. So definitely, as far as that person is making money, I too must make money. But the thing is that if there are already enough competitors in that particular market, and you just go in, it's most likely that you will not even last there before you will crash out of the market. So before, when you are going into an existing market like that, the best shot you have is to go in with innovative ideas. When I mean innovative ideas, I don't mean you must go and build a spaceship or probably build a portal to travel through time. You are just trying to make the best product you can and deliver it to your customers the easiest. Because that is all what your customers want. They just want people buy products to either solve problems or to make them happy. So if you can just get these basics right as you are entering any existing market, forget that 12,000 particular competitors in that market. If you can just get in with the right options, you will get customers. Take the iPhone, for example. Remember, Apple was actually a newcomer in the smartphone businesses when they actually launched the first iPhone. They were already very established people, companies like BlackBerry. BlackBerry were the ones at the top of the charts. Basically, everybody all around the world, from celebrities to common people, everybody wanted the BlackBerry. Also, there were Nokia Windows phones, there were Samsung phones, there were many products. But when Apple actually entered the market, things changed. Now they are the number one premium phone brand in the US. And I think in the whole world, I think they are like number 3 for sales for smartphones. What did they bring to the particular market? They brought innovation. They made things easier for their customers. That is a lot of reasons why many people still choose the iPhones today compared to a lot of other options, is that they feel like they have ingrained into the mind of their customers that once you are getting our phones, you are getting the best for you. That is, the phones are easy for some. They feel like the phones are easy to pick up, easy to use, like you will barely encounter any problems. And these are the things that customers are looking for when they are trying to pick a product. The thing that a customer can pick a product without actually knowing many of all these things. But if they pick your product the first time and it does not meet, so probably it was good enough for them, another person could enter the market and actually steal your market share. That is what Apple did to BlackBerry. Basically, you know that phones before, they all had physical keyboards, but iPhone introduced the touch screen have made it a very, very prominent feature on their phone. So many people, first of all, it was very innovative because there have been very few implementations of that type of idea. And also it made things a lot simpler, and it gave them full screen experience of everything. And over time, they have continued to refine this particular, all different features, adding more features. They are just trying to make the product as appealing to their customers as possible. And that is what many businesses fail to do. Basically, they just enter the market, they start selling an existing product. Most of the time, they're selling an existing product or existing service without actually helping. Like, they just feel like, okay, definitely, you as a customer, you are supposed to be the one to come, because definitely customers will always come to you. But customers will not just come to you if there are other options in the particular market. The only reason they will come to you is if you are the only option in a particular market serving a particular need. But if you are not the only one, then you need to start to compete. You need to be innovative. You need to give customers a reason to drop all the others and come straight to you. That is the best way to compete. But many businesses, they just feel like, okay, I go in, I start, then customers will start rolling in. But if customers don't start coming in, they'll be like, okay, well, probably there is something wrong with this market, or there is this, there is that, there's. But if you can make it as easy as possible for your customers to use your particular service, your competitors will be the fewest. If you can build in unique features that will make it so easy for a particular customer to use your service, your competitors will be very, very, very far behind.
Okay. So now to those who are actually seeking to monopolize or to just those who are thinking about like I want to be the only person in the stuff. Like he's saying you can actually make that happen, but you have to make your product as easy as it can be, and that's number one thing. Then innovate. When you innovate, like people will see no need to actually do something. The people will just see no need to actually do something because people want to do something because they feel the product is not enough. Some people may, for instance, let's go into the digital world, for instance, right now. We are talking about the physical product right now. Now, what do you have to say about the digital product? Like, what would you have to say about it? Does it still follow same principles or is quite different?
Still follows the same principle. If you are having or if you are selling a digital service or digital product, it's still, first of all, getting to know your customers' needs and their pain points being, let's say, what they want to solve. So if you can know all those things, then know the channels by which you can contact your customers. Definitely, there are different social media. So and on these different social media, there are particular people that like people tend to swing towards the particular social media that will hold content that interests them the most. Like there are most people that are strictly on YouTube that will never enter TikTok just because of what some of the particular features that YouTube offers. And there are people on Twitter that will never enter Facebook. People on WhatsApp that will never use Telegram, and people on Telegram that will. So definitely there are different people, there are different channels that you can use to reach this particular user. So first of all, you need to know who your users will be or who your customers are. Then know what they need. Then how can you reach them effectively? Like how can you speak to them? Well, another thing that most businesses feel like they don't have is a brand, like an identity. If you truly want to create a successful business, your business should have an identity. Like your business should feel like a friend to them. If you hear something like an advertisement on the radio, you would definitely say, okay, this is an advertisement. But if I were to recommend a product to you, there's a possibility that you are most likely going to check that product out. Yeah. That is because you feel like you know I am your friend, so you feel like I would definitely want to recommend the best for you. So you as a business now, if you want to reach it, you need to try to build up your identity, like your brand or your business. You have a feeling of this warmness or this compassion or closeness to the particular customer, so that When you speak, you are speaking directly to your customer. I think one company that really aces this thing very well is Nike. The way they speak to their customers, like they inspire not just athletes. Like when people buy their shoes, people are buying their shoes based on the athletes that are recommending them. That is, the company now is trying to sell to these people buying the shoes that, okay, you see Serena Williams, she wears Nike and this is what she did. So you too, you can also do it again. So I think that is one thing that you need to sell to your customers. I think what most companies, like let's say tech companies here in Nigeria, or companies that produce some types of things, what they try to sell to their customers is the features of the particular thing. But customers don't need features. What they need is like the goal, like what they need are their problems solved or their needs met. So don't sell the feature of your particular product or your service to the customer. Sell what it does for them. That is, sell the end result to them. Don't sell, okay, this is the this particular thing that I'm doing. It has this, it has that. Don't, those things should come like an afterthought in your marketing. The main part of your marketing should be like, okay, you had a problem, you wanted to solve it, you did not find any other option on the market, and then you found so this is what we can do for you, or if you use our product, this is what it will solve. So customers now will most likely buy into that idea rather than you telling them that, okay, and this particular product that we are selling, it has this feature, it has that feature. Customers don't care about features, they care about their goals or their needs. So always sell the end result to them. That is why you came looking in the first place.
Wow, that's a brilliant. So that person, the person commenting right now, kudos. Like, keep commenting. Okay, we appreciate that. So now, Patrick, someone is commenting you. Wise words from a wise man. Let's go. Like, it's really true. Even me, I was making a mistake. I was carried away. Like, there are some solutions that are in other people that probably you may take like 10 years for you to discover it on your own. But by just conversation, you may just discover that information within the next possible minutes. It's just in a circle. There are solutions like in this guy that only him can produce. Like crazy. I have been selling the features of my courses to people. Like my courses actually solve problems. Like it solves problems. Okay, you know when you have something that solves problem, like my courses solves problems. But the issue, what I just discovered right now is I have been selling the features. The customers will pay your VAT. You get above profit above 1.5. You will do this or you do that. Like I have been selling the features, and it's actually true. They don't pay attention to the features. That's the exact thing. That's the reason I was not getting the result as expected. As expected. Okay, so that's really a good one. So we should say the end for the digital world. We should say the end product is what the person. Like, let me ask you right now to actually get the solution solved, the problem solved right now. If you were having a digital product right now, for instance, now you have a data course, for instance, now that teaches people how to sell mobile data, right? Now, the course you have, like to you, right, and the features or whatsoever, like the person is going to the customers of the person will pay his or her VAT. The person will be making profit of above 1.5 per sale, and the person does not need a capital. The person does not need bank account. Now, how would you advertise this thing right now to somebody right now? What is the end product of this course? Like, let's get the difference between the end product and the features. Let's go.
Okay. For me, the end. What I mean by the end product is that you are selling the solutions. Like you are telling the person, this is what my particular product solves. Like, this is what this particular feature solves. Because again, the reason why people come, once I come to your store and I'm hungry, I am there to buy food to eat. So if you want to recommend something to me, you will not tell me that, okay, this particular one, this one weighs this one, or this one tastes like this. I am hungry. So what you will now be trying to sell to me is that, okay, buy this particular one. It will help solve your hunger. So when you are trying to sell, when you are trying to sell the end result is that you are trying to, by then, before you get to that stage, before you start selling, what I would advise everybody, whether you are starting out in a new or an existing market, is that first, try to put yourself in your customer's shoes so that you can know what the customer's needs are. That is, take a pen and paper, just try to get down, okay, who am I actually trying to sell to? You must have try to get an idea of who your customers are in life. If you know who they are, then you'll be able to know, okay, what might be their needs. So why would anybody want to buy this in the first place? If I'm in this customer's shoes, why would I want to pay for this thing in the first place? So from there, that is when you start to know, okay, if you take my course, my course will teach you how to do this, but not just teach you how to do this. If you do this, what will you get? So that's what will you get now is the end result, because people carry actions in expectations of results. So if you learn how to sew, for example, if I am offering an online course on how to sew, then definitely you would start to sew clothes for this, and you get from there. You just follow the rabbit hole. You try to write down as many ideas as you can about what you are trying to sell to the particular customer. Then after you get all these things down, you begin to highlight the more important ones that, okay, these ones will actually be at the top of my marketing. Because if you just say, okay, take my course and learn how to do this, most people would not really be interested. But take my course and get this. That is what people are after. That gets this. They are looking for results. That is why people take courses in the first place. Like somebody takes a course on marketing, for example, the person is not just taking a course to know. The person wants to take a course to know how to market and get results from the marketing, either money or probably some other incentives. So that is what people are really looking to solve. So always try to know these end solutions of what the customer will get.
Okay, that's a brilliant one. I have been following that over time right now for all our broadcasts. Okay, we'll be following that. Okay, that's a brilliant one. So you watching right now, you could apply that principle into your very life. Okay, it's going to really help. We got time is almost up right now for us, and so let's go. You've given a lot, Patrick. You talked about the end results. Okay, sale results. Okay, not just tell people to do this, do that. And although there are different factors that could influence things, and sometimes patience is needed, sometimes, and that is another factors too that could influence the stuff. And your customer validation, like who are your customers, those are stuff like those things can actually influence. And trying to solve all those problems too will make this thing you just said a little bit obvious at first attempt when you try them, and you make the results really obvious. So cool one right now. And so that is how to start a business. Okay, go through the podcast, you go through the video again, watch it over and over again, and write down the lessons. And not just writing down the lessons alone, but put it into practice. It's so easy right now to get a digital skill. It is so easy right now for you to have a business of your own. So it is very easy now in this time we are in. But what is not easy to get is the service, the things to keep up the product. That is what we are teaching you right now. That is exact thing right now that we are teaching you. If you will stay motivated, stay dedicated. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button. So now, Patrick, before we go right now, well, we have like 5 minutes more. Before we go right now, people attach money to a bad feeling. Now, when trying to peddle something to somebody, people are trying to avoid the fact that this person, how do someone right now reduce the feeling, probably like of let's talk about marketing right now. How to market a product to someone. We'll talk about digital first. We're in digital world. Now, how to market a digital product to someone right now? Yeah, probably you have no physical contact with, you don't know. Probably on Facebook, you don't know. You saw the person on Facebook, you met on Facebook. So how do you market a digital product to the person who does not know you, does not have any physical contact with you, does not have nothing with you? So now, how do you peddle a product to such individual? Because the first thing you have to probably, people usually attach money to a bad feeling, so they try to want to avoid the fact that this person is trying to probably make money from me, this and that. How do people deal with those two? Because on the internet you see people telling you, hey, trade, market, without people seeing your profit motive making. So let's deal with those stuff. Let's talk about marketing right now. If you were to market a digital product, right now, any product, whether courses, ebooks, audiobooks, blah blah blah, what would be your advice right now? I believe everyone watching right now wants to get this. What would be your advice, Patrick?
First of all, I think if you were to meet, like if you were to try to pitch a new product or your product to somebody, I think the first thing that let your messaging first of all be short and concise. Don't oversell and don't undersell it either. Just say the particular thing that your particular product aims to solve. Because again, that is the only reason why people give their money over to you. The reason why most people don't actually pay for a lot of products is that they don't feel like they will get value from it. So if you can try to show the person that, okay, this particular product or service that you are paying for, you are getting value from it, and definitely the person will pay for it. Also, if you are pitching that kind of thing, I think keeping your message short and clear is very important, because people these days, especially these days, we have very short attention span. The person is usually 5 minutes. So always try to get the core of your messaging within that 5 minutes. Then first, you need to highlight again. You cannot sell to every particular person, because products or different people have different needs or have different goals. So again, you need you don't really know let's say you don't know what the person's goals or needs are. So what you first try to do is first tell the problem.
Okay.
That is, first state the particular problem that your product is trying to solve. Like,
Okay,
let's say you are a plumber, you say, okay, this is what I can fix, this is what will get fixed. Then, or this is what is bad, that is what is wrong, or that particular thing is not correct. So always try, start with the particular goal, or start with the particular problem that your particular product is going to solve. Then state all this thing. After you have stated the problem, then you start to state how your product solves it. Then once you are done, you try to add in some extra ideas just to back up your previous statement. So basically, start with the problem that you are trying to solve, then give the solutions that your product offers to all those problems. Then if the person is actually interested, or if the message actually fits the person's needs, the person will definitely want to for that particular product. Also when most people do marketing, they try to hit up or some photo formal note, that is, they are trying to speak almost as if they are speaking to a government official. They try to be very, very formal. If you are trying to sell to a customer directly, or let's say over the phone or over the email, try to be as casual as possible, because again, you are the business owner. You are the customer's friend.
Yeah.
You are trying to sell them something that will actually change. You are trying to sell them a solution that will change your life. So if you just start going off let's say you are probably their landlord, or you are speaking to them, or a government official, then there's going to be this sort of ice between the two of you. But if you try to sell as much as friendly as you can to the person will want to lean in and listen. So also try to make your messaging into a story, because people tend to remember. Just try to make sure your words are concise, clear, and they should be tied together in a sort of way. So the best way to sell to a customer, first of all, be friendly. Let your messaging be short and clear. Let it state the problems that the particular problems. Try to state all the particular problems that the particular person might be facing, and all the solutions that you are offering. Though that is the best way to sell to you.